In the wildest corners of our planet, from the vast African savanna to the cold northern forests, life follows an unforgiving cycle of hunting and survival. Here, predators and prey are in constant struggle, adapting and developing strategies to endure. In this documentary, we explore the encounters and tactics of extraordinary animals. Lions stalking agile wildebeests, bears challenging powerful moose, and other wild creatures embodying the fierce beauty of nature. Get ready to witness strength, ingenuity, and survival in its purest form. By the edge of a river, a young crocodile lies in wait for an unsuspecting gazelle. Although it hasn't reached adult size, the reptile launches a fierce and sudden attack, gripping the gazelle's leg tightly and dragging it into the water. The gazelle, known for its speed and endurance, struggles desperately. This hoofed animal is one of the savanna's best runners, even surpassing cheetahs in agility. However, caught in the crocodile's jaws, its escape skills are rendered useless. The gazelle resists, keeping afloat to avoid drowning. Though the crocodile holds on firmly, the young predator lacks the strength to quickly finish off its prey. Both animals face a test of endurance. If the gazelle tires first, the crocodile will have a chance to submerge it. But if the crocodile weakens, the gazelle might break free. Who do you think will emerge victorious? Share your thoughts in the comments. Ultimately, the gazelle's resilience prevails. Seizing a moment of weakness, it escapes the predator, injured but alive. However, its relief is short-lived. From the bushes, a leopard that has been observing the entire struggle seizes the opportunity. In an instant, the feline pounces on the gazelle, exhausted from its previous fight, and achieves in seconds what the crocodile cannot. This story ends, showing how every predator in nature plays its role in the cycle of life. A group of lionesses prepares to ambush their next prey, an unsuspecting wildebeest. However, they have no idea of the agility and skill this animal is about to display. At the last second, the wildebeest senses danger and bolts like a race car, surprising the lionesses with its speed, capable of reaching 80 kilometers per hour, up to 20 kilometers per hour faster than an adult wildebeest. But the situation is dire. Surrounded by an overwhelming number of lionesses, the wildebeest knows its only option is to risk everything. With a surprising acrobatic move, it leaps over the lionesses, dodging their sharp claws. Without stopping, the wildebeest heads toward the lake and crosses it at full speed. The lionesses, trying to keep up, fall behind as it reaches the other side and escapes. This is a remarkable example of the fight for survival in nature, where courage and speed can mean the difference between life and death. This brave wildebeest deserves a big like. In the vast African savanna, predators often rely on their cunning and strength to catch their prey. However, some animals refuse to give up easily, like the sable antelope, a species that proves courage and strategy can overcome even the most tenacious hunters. Unlike other horned animals, which generally try to flee when attacked, the sable antelope has a fierce temperament. At the first sight of a predator, this animal does not hesitate to counterattack. Though it weighs less than an adult zebra, it acts with the bravery of a rhinoceros, ready to fight with all its might. This attitude, while desperate, often yields successful results. Wild dogs, on the other hand, are known for their incredible stamina and group hunting ability. They can chase prey for long periods without showing signs of fatigue. In large packs, they have even managed to bring down an adult buffalo. However, the sable antelope poses a different challenge, a foe too powerful for them. The antelope's survival key lies in its defensive strategy. When cornered, it quickly understands that the best place to defend itself is where it was caught, a muddy area near the water. There, it positions itself with its horns pointing at the dogs, its back protected by the lake. In this environment, the dog's numerical advantage loses effectiveness, as the uneven terrain makes it difficult for them to move and surround their prey. If any of the predators get stuck in the mud, it becomes an easy target for a devastating attack. The sable antelope uses its horns as lethal weapons. The front sections act like hammers, striking with force and tossing enemies into the air. By simply raising its head at different angles, it can stab the sharp tips into the attacker's bodies, causing wounds that can be fatal by piercing internal organs. Additionally, its powerful hind legs are another defensive tool. A well-aimed kick can send wild dogs flying in all directions. In the end, the predators realize this antelope is no easy target and, to avoid serious injuries, decide to abandon the hunt. Surprisingly, they choose to target a hippopotamus, a giant of the savanna with nearly impenetrable skin. Underestimating a hippo can be a fatal mistake. Although they may appear to be slow and vulnerable, a hippopotamus has the strongest bite of any land mammal, with a force of approximately 8,130 newtons. The wild dogs try a tactic that has worked before, attacking as a group to overwhelm their prey. But the hippo, with its powerful jaws capable of crushing bones, is not easily intimidated. A single bite from this colossal creature can crush a predator in seconds. As the wild dogs surround the hippo, they try to find an opening, but every time they get too close, the giant charges furiously, forcing the attackers to retreat. The situation becomes increasingly difficult for the predators. Finally, the dogs decide it's not worth the risk and retreat, seeking easier prey that doesn't endanger their own lives. In the savanna, every decision is a matter of survival. Sometimes, predators must know when to give up and search elsewhere. At the top of a hill, the lionesses patiently wait for the right moment to strike. But make no mistake, this is no time for rest. Their bodies are tense, muscles ready to spring into action at any instant. Finally, a group of antelopes climbs the slope. They are fast and agile, and upon sensing danger, they attempt to flee downhill, using acceleration to aid their escape. Everything is decided in a matter of seconds. One of the antelopes, in a desperate attempt to survive, performs an acrobatic leap. But the lioness doesn't hesitate. She leaps into the air, catching her prey at the very last moment. Though the strike only grazes the antelope, it's enough to throw it off balance. Both tumble down the slope, and before the antelope can recover, the lioness clamps onto its throat. With a mix of precision and courage, the lioness secures her victory in this fierce battle, demonstrating how everything can change in mere seconds in the wild. In the vast African savanna, wild dogs stand out as highly effective and dangerous predators. Their main advantage lies in their agility and endurance, allowing them to chase prey over several kilometers without tiring. However, this time their strategy didn't go as planned. The dogs had set up an ambush, anticipating that the gazelles, known for their speed, which can exceed 80 kilometers per hour, would try to flee at the first sign of danger. But they underestimated the intelligence and bravery of these herbivores. Faced with imminent peril, the gazelles didn't panic. Instead of running, they headed toward a large nearby rock and climbed to its surface. Though gazelles aren't adapted to rugged terrain, this quick decision was the key to their survival. Confused, the wild dogs began to circle the rock, waiting for the gazelles to grow desperate and leap into their jaws. But the gazelles, calm and vigilant from their refuge, showed no signs of exhaustion or fear. These herbivores, despite their fragile appearance, are impressively resilient and capable of enduring long periods of tension. Even when the dogs tried to climb the rock, the gazelles remained out of reach. The predators realized that a misstep could result in broken limbs, so they didn't take the risk. Eventually, after several failed attempts, they were forced to give up and abandon their objective. In the shallow waters of a North American river, a grizzly bear has set its sights on a lone moose. Weighing over 360 kilograms and with formidable strength, the bear assumes the capture will be easy. However, the moose it faces is a formidable rival. This moose, standing 2 meters tall and weighing nearly 700 kilograms, is well adapted to moving in the water. It can swim long distances, even crossing between islands in search of algae and abundant vegetation. During these journeys, moose face unexpected dangers, such as orcas that sometimes hunt them in deep waters near the coast. Against these multi-ton predators, the moose stands no chance. But against a grizzly bear, the story is different. As the bear approaches, Confident, the moose surprisingly doesn't attempt to flee. In a bold display, it charges at the bear, which retreats in the face of this unexpected show of strength. The roles are reversed, reminding us that in nature, the advantage isn't always with the predator. On the North American plains, a solitary bison tries to escape the attack of a grizzly bear. With its massive size, sometimes exceeding 900 kilograms, the bison boasts impressive mass. But the bear, despite weighing less than half as much, is an experienced and agile hunter. When the bear finally catches up to the bison, it launches a ferocious attack. Surprisingly, the bison withstands the first strike, freeing itself from the grizzly's claws. With an unexpected move, the bison counterattacks, forcing the predator to retreat. But instead of fleeing, the bison overestimates its victory and stays in place. The cunning bear quickly recovers and attacks again, taking advantage of the bison's distraction. To dominate it, the bear rises on its hind legs, towering over the bison and gaining the advantage to deliver blows with its powerful claws, as long as an adult's fingers. Though not as sharp as those of felines, these claws can tear through the bison's thick hide. Ultimately, the bison, exhausted and wounded, cannot continue the fight. After a fierce struggle, the grizzly bear emerges victorious, securing food for the coming days. Once again, nature has shown that combined strength and cunning can overcome even the most resilient opponents. We have witnessed the incredible fight for survival in the wild, where every animal, from mighty lions to resilient moose and powerful bears, showcases the astonishing adaptations of nature. If this glimpse into the animal kingdom has captivated you, and you want to discover more about life in these extreme habitats, subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment with your favorite moment from the video, or tell us which animal surprised you the most. Together, let's continue exploring and marveling at nature in its purest form. Greetings to all lovers of wild nature, and see you in the next video.